You know, I heard some certain individuals used to work for the city planning, in Titusville, Florida, and they got fired. They hauled tail back to New York. Well, of course, they got to take pieces of plan and sell as their own, A lot of people work on that. They save a lot of money, man, and put it all together. So, let's give us an Indian history. We're like time trackers and, culture trackers and historians and stuff, man. I love the Indians. The Indians love people, places and things, and forests and trees. So let's give them some history. Hey, you see, valuable youth are stars. That's a credit union. See, you compass, United Compass. So I go to the bank today and I drop off some money, and they don't know what I'm talking about yet. So I says, well, got an ATM. It's a automatic tracking manual. So it's like helping the banks out, man. They got to know what to invest in. So I say, okay. I go, I used to see this commercial. It said, thirst is nothing. Image is everything. I like the sprite in you. So we made these games on the computer so people could understand how they program in their brains by programming computers. We say, hey, image is everything, okay? And thirst, thirst is like, if you're thirsty for knowledge, man, you got to get wisdom. So we made this little plaza. They did. They said, here's your image, okay? You got to have a little fashion, but make sure your image is whole and complete. Fashion is just an addition to the image. I say, okay, well, we got a bio life, Some people have genetic problems, so we make doctors and solutions and pills and therapies. But a lot of it has to do with the mind. I want to show you here. So, once upon a time, we had blockbusters. And nobody understood why we call it blockbusters. Well, you had a bunch of crime and people doing crazy stuff. So we wanted to bust the block down and get them back into school learning things. So we said blockbuster, VHS videos. We're like, video high school for the VHS, man. You put it in a tape and they watch it, they go to school and learn about it. It's cool, right? Well, it didn't quite work out. So we were building those buildings and we ended up taking them down because, it didn't work. So now we called it the Lumber Liquidators. See the movie tickets? See, Lumber Liquidators. Of course, every time we take trees, we got to build buildings, but they got to make sure they mean something to fit into the culture and help out with the UHS. If you watch some of the other videos, you'll know what UHS is. I'm not going to tell you again. Investigate. So, palm trees. There's no borders of where we can plant these trees out there where they need them. Like diamonds in the sky, you see? No borders around these trees. The water might come over and wash some of this, mulch away. And people come back and they push it back into place. They're like, hey, can I stay there? I need you to stay there just like the grass, So don't cut down the grass, So we say, trim the grass. A lot of people like chewing the fat. Like the Jews, man. They chew a lot of fat, man. And it's like you chew too much fat. You don't cut some of the fat off, and then you're chewing up all the grass, and there ain't even nothing left. Fat cow, So that's where the fat cow came from. It's a little cliche, but it wasn't supposed to be rude. It's just, something to remind people. So we got a Surge, Surge Adventure Park, right? Now, it's not quite up to par. You see that? I didn't even plan that. It just says not quite up to par. So we got a Surge Adventure Park. Okay. Now general education. Okay, Surge. You say it. Well, see, United Responsible. United Responsibilities, greater education. Now check it out. So we got the big yellow up here, the bricks. See? Now check it out. This is cool, man. It's like a big tombstone right there. Big tombstone. Got a little lion's head. It's very cool, you know. It's one of those Disney movies or something. So the lion's head is good. Water fountain come out, right? But you know, nothing for the kids. Looks great, man. What about the kids? This is, well, you know, a couple of people still remember. You know, a bunch of rocks in there, you know. You see over here, there's a couple pennies. See, you take the rocks out. And when the kids come by, they just put a penny in the wishing well, you know. And then while they're wishing in the wishing well, and you go here, see, the yellow trim remind of the sunshine. And then down on the wall here, you put like some grass, okay? You paint some grass, right? Little grass, little blue sky there, you know. And you have kids playing in the fields, you know, soccer, maybe football, stuff like that, you know. And then they go into the adventure park. And while they're walking the kids around, they say, look at the flowers, man, beautiful flowers. And they go, we got Skate City Fun Zone, you know. You know, say, you want to skate? You go to the skating ring and you have fun, you know. And they got roller skating, inline bumper cars, and arcade, you know. I mean, that's cool stuff. See? Now let me tell you what inline skating is for. If you're not gonna ice skate, play hockey, or any kind of figure skating, you use the regular skates, okay? But if you're gonna do that other stuff, that's what inline skates are for. Now, lessons, camps, birthdays, and fundraisers. See? Yeah, plan it all. Now, you might have heard this song. It say, bury the hatchet, bury the hatchet. The old Indian saying, you know, because they used to take their hatchets and scalp people. They'd take the whole front of their forehead off, you know. That's where their perception is, you know. It's like, whoa. They're trying to tell them, hey, check your brains, man. You need an operation or something. So, class axe throwing, you know. Hey, you throw an axe, be a class act and don't throw axes at people. See? Now check this out. We got the 13th floor haunted house. It's a pretty cool stuff, right? Now check it out. Come over here. You go to church. See, church people. They're like, hey man, what about the churches? You know, so impatient. Some of them. Some of them are like, hey man, we're loving it. And other churches are like, what about it? It says, you know, it's because you need a little education too, you know. So we help them out, and we say, this is how you do church. You go to church, and you're like, oh wow. And they learn about God and goodness and everything else, and then you bring them down to one of these places. See, they got regular businesses down there, and next to the regular businesses, they got, hey, Adventure Park, Regency Court, Skate City, Fun Time, axe throwing. And they say, hey, don't be violent, you know. We got Indians for throwing axes, you know. And you don't want to see one of those axes, okay? You end up in a haunted house. There's some scary stuff, evil spirits, and you don't want to know, you know. That's what these Indian preachers are for. And they help the churches out too, you know. Aliens and angels, man, I'm telling you, there's angels and aliens. You just don't know. So, you say the axe throwing, you know. So, you say, if you want to throw an axe and be violent, you know, maybe you need to go over here and learn how to skate and have fun, you know. You know, be regular, cool people. And they go, whoa, what do you mean? Well, don't you think having fun and with friends and stuff is better than throwing axes? Yeah. And they go, oh, okay, cool. Now remember, you get those survival axes with the little strings and threads on them, you know, for survival stuff, you know. It's like, you know, if you ever get stranded in, you know, wild animals and stuff, not human beings, but wild animals, you might need to defend yourself while you're camping. So look, we even have camps and birthdays and fundraisers, you know, camps. Get it? Church camps, you see? I'm like, what? Oh, we never thought of that. We got a church and state, man. Come on. So you go over here, 13th floor haunted house. And you go over here and say, hey, there's some stuff out there in the world might be scary. But you go to this haunted house, and just because it's fun and you get spooked a little bit, you'll be all right. It's just to help you know there's some scary stuff out there in the world. That, you know, they're the churches and the good people, that we the people are trying to help those people, educate them. And it says, well, you go over here and you see the Grand Rose. See, Grand Rose? You know, you go over here and you say, What's the grand rooms? It's a ballroom for dancing. So, oh man, I mean, oh yeah, you ever been to Disney? You see the haunted thing? It had this, projector stuff with these little ghosts dancing. Disney World, This is, well, it's because the ballrooms are, kings and queens and princesses and princes, we the people, everybody, was the government. Supposed to go and dance and have fun. But, it must have been haunted by some evil spirits or something. They forgot how to dance, so they just said, well, you can throw an axe, or you can skate city, skate through the city and miss all the good things, or you could run the Grand Rose like a ballroom and dance like kings and queens. And they go, well, while you're here, it's a church adventure, Bible adventure. You'll go to Longhorn Steakhouse. Longhorn Steakhouse, yeah. Teach them a little about those cattle people out there in Texas, raising those, cows and stuff to make sticks and stuff, And New Mexico has got farms with cattle and stuff too. Some of you might not have known that. And then you go, wow, just a little bit of information. The kids inspired and they go, whoa, that's a lot of stuff, I says, no, that's not a lot of stuff. That's just a seed. And they go, what's a seed? Well, with the faith of a mustard seed, you hope your kids grow up and be right in mind and heart. So we say, well, while they're doing all that, you go, take them a few other places, and then you come back to Skate City to hang out, and you go, rooms to go for kids. And the parents go into there, and they're like, man, what do I do with this kid? He's into this and that and this. You go to rooms to go, kids. So you take your kids in there, and you go, hey man, check this stuff out. Tell me what you're interested in. They got these little example rooms set up in there you could check out, right? But that's what we call the mix and match. Mix and match. Yeah, you ever seen trail mix? Adventures of America? Educational trails? And then we go, whoa. Yeah, mix and match. You take some from this room idea and some from that room idea and some from that room idea, and then you make a kid a room. You see? Now that's rooms to go. See? Well, to go places in life. Real places. Cool stuff, That's just something from a little town, here and there. Just a shopping plaza. What's a shopping plaza? Well, it's a shopping place. Plaza America. And it's like, what do you do when you gotta please everybody? It's like, I don't know. We gotta have a universal healthcare system or a universal high school. So we go, we take them to the plaza. We try to please everybody. So I said, okay, we'll save up and try to buy a rocket. Not just the ones we launch at the Space Center. Maybe we just launch one in the parking lot. We say, hey, we'll launch rockets in the parking lot, the backyard. We're like, rocket ranch. What's a rocket ranch? It's that space age alien technology stuff, man.